Hello, Appleby. My name is Dr. Hero, or you can just call me Sean. And recently, in our community, peer pressure and STIs have become a growing problem. And me and my colleagues are here to explain the effects of peer pressure and STIs so you, the Appleby community, can be more informed on the problem and how to overcome it. Now, let's talk about peer pressure. There are three types of peer pressure. There's positive peer pressure, there's negative peer pressure, and there's unspoken peer pressure. So first, let's talk about positive peer pressure. Positive peer pressure is when your friends or your peers try to convince you of something positive in a positive mannerism. So, say somebody asks you to join the debate team, somebody tries to convince you to join the debate team. That's an example of positive peer pressure. There's also a type of negative peer pressure, when your peers try to convince you to do something negative. They may or may not even try to do it in a positive mannerism. Sometimes they can tease you because you don't do a certain negative activity like taking drugs. There's also another type of peer pressure. There's unspoken peer pressure. Unspoken peer pressure is almost like your environment convincing you of doing something. So if everybody around you does something for like a long while, people sort of look at you weird, and you'll sort of feel left. You'll sort of feel like the outsider because you don't do a certain activity or something like that. And that is just unspoken peer pressure. Nobody speaks, but you still almost get peer pressured by your peers because they're all doing something that you aren't. Here is an example of peer pressure explained by my colleagues.
Hey, do you want this?
No.
Everyone else is doing it.
No.
Why don't you?
What do I do?
So what does my colleague do? Well, he has two main options. One, he can leave the situation, and two, he can leave the situation and report this to a teacher or another adult. Reporting this to a teacher or another adult would be the best thing to do, since once the teacher or another adult knows about the situation and knows about the person negatively peer pressuring people, the adults and the teachers can take measures to stop this negative peer pressure and make our community a better place.
Today I'll be talking to you about chlamydia. Anyone can get chlamydia. The most likely person to attract chlamydia is sexually active women over the age of 25. However, it also affects men and women. It is a bacterial infection, and over 1.5 million Americans have this infection. Symptoms can be inflamed eyelids. This allows people to confuse it with pink eye. It is a non-lethal infection, and if you have the courage to come out and say you have it, it can be cured.
After realizing more about the effects of peer pressure and STIs, you may realize something.
That in the end, it all boils down to having the courage to talk to a trusted adult.
The end.
end.